It's right smack in the middle of the week, and this is AFO Live. Of course, my name is Mag. Hello to Facebook Live as well. Now, in conjunction with our National Youth Day, which happens to be this Saturday, I'm going to be booted off my seat today because they wanted to have youth in the studio. And that's why I reached out to my sister station, AFO Gentai, and brought in one of the best. Okay, we've got Selene in the studio. Hey, Selene, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. So surprise guys, I'm finally hijacking Mac's live show.
I know, right? Has it always been secretly, planning for this? You actually spoke to the ministry, right?
Yeah, sort of.
Anyway, she's going to be speaking to two outstanding youths below the age of 30, and we want to find out more about their lives. They're entrepreneurs. They have their own businesses. They're really, really inspirational as well. So I'm not going to tell you a lot about this whole thing. I'm not going to tell you who they are. You should know. If you don't, head on to AFO Radio's Facebook page. Otherwise, tune in to Selene after this. Correct? You've got this in order, right? You're not going to, buck Kecho on my show, right?
That's what youth are for, Kecho.
Now I'm a little bit worried, So I'm gonna leave you in hopefully the safe hands of Selene Lee taking over AF Live this afternoon on the Youth Takeover.
Right. Okay. Goodbye, Mac. No. Okay, so you.
I thought I could run, but unfortunately.
Let's get it on.
We got some fresh beats for you. The music.
AFO.
AFO.
AFO. AFO. Hold up. It's AFOradio.com.
Let's go.
Show the nation's appreciation towards Malaysian youth contribution in our community. So yes, I'm lucky enough. I think we are lucky enough still to be categorized under the youth below the age of 30. And I'm feeling very overwhelmed because we are joined by two very aspiring youth with us. Now, so tanpa membuang masa, so without further ado, let's give it up to first Kim Ling, CEO and co-founder of Pizza Eats, and Yuan Lam, founder and business owner of 17 Gallery. Now, Kim, Yuan, welcome to Info Radio.
Thank you.
Now, all right. So, I mean, before we start to go more into some of the questions that we have for you, I just want to do a quick introduction to the listeners out there. Now, first of all, I always have this very soft spot for any business that supports like social causes. So I've heard quite a bit about even before this. And Pizza Eats, for those of you who don't know, they are actually a sustainable food business that reveals the life of refugees in Malaysia, where the refugees family will actually cook their delicious meals, and where the team behind will then help to market, deliver, and also cater to the public, right? And I love the idea of how you guys are literally putting the food on their table as they put the food back to your table. So it's like a circle going on there, sustainable practice. And on the other hand, if you guys have, if you are a sneaker enthusiast, I think you most probably would have heard of Yuan. He runs the famous sneaker shop located in SS15, right? And it's called 17 Gallery. So he's a young guy who is able to balance business and passion, which I think also is quite amazing because often in life we whine about how we cannot have the both of the world, and yet we have a very slick-looking guy here that's proving us like yes, you can. Now, since you guys are both in the business and we know how things are, with the pandemic, and we've gone through the whole COVID season, we've gone through the stages from MCO, CMCO, RMCO. Now we can tell that it has not been very easy. All right, I agree. I believe you agree with me. I think we've seen like, especially businesses are cutting staff, and then some of the young people, they are unemployed. So I'm certain that the impact is still prevailing, even though you guys are your own boss, right? So for both of you who are as a youth and having to go through probably one of the gravest moments of your lifetime, now how did it feel? I'm gonna start off with Kim, maybe.
Okay. I think it was both very nervous plus exciting.
Okay.
Nervous because we've not gone through such economic downturn,
That's right.
and people having to stay home, a very new lifestyle, and it means that we have to, as businesses, we have to accommodate with the new trend of what's going on. Exciting because every time when things like this happen means there are new opportunities.
Right.
But at the same time, new opportunities means you starting it all over again.
Yes.
Sometimes. So I would say so far the team from Picha has been doing a great job, holding everything together. But we're still going back to basics and foundation, rebuilding things again towards the future.
Tell us something maybe that's most pressing, and maybe something that is like the biggest challenge you face. Is it? I think is it because like like events are cutting loose, so you don't really get like orders coming in, and you have refugees, and you're working with a team of people who are of this marginalized community. So how does it affect them as well?
Definitely. We used to do 70% B2B business and catering business, so 70% of our business just gone like in just a few days. So it was quite shocking. We have other plans that was in place before, that we had in our mind before. So MCO kind of accelerate those ideas and plans again.
Right.
But the community definitely got like affected in terms of salary, in terms of income.
Yes.
So we're trying to see how we can, come up with new things. We have new ideas right now, and venturing into a new section called the ready to heat meals.
All right.
So it's like chilled meals. You can put it in the fridge for 4 days or freezer for 90 days, and then you will put it in the microwave for 4 minutes and high heat.
Right.
So that is something new that we're working on, and you have like the food that is made mixed with by Picha and the chefs that are cooking from home as well. And then those things are something that we're trying to see if it could be a much sustainable and
In the long term.
in the long term,
Right.
people having to eat from home more right now,
Correct.
and isolation and yeah.
That's amazing. So actually you're transitioning as well, because I think previously most of your customers would be from like the corporate businesses
Yeah.
themselves,
Yeah.
and then now because of the pandemic, it also makes you to literally look and ventures more into the end consumers.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
So how have you adjusted to the new normal? Okay, like yourself.
We've not rest since MCO.
Wow. Well, on contrary, a lot of youth out there are resting at home.
We've not rest. We've only took like 2 days off after the RMCO for a while, but that 2 days off was just to
It's really
replan
about to think
and re-strategize again.
Correct.
But with the new plans, we're not intending to rest until the end of the year. And then the next year we're looking into raising funds more to pump in our business. So I don't think that we rest until the end of next year at least. Yeah.
That's good news. At least you've got something that helps you to propel forward.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So about you and you on the other hand, obviously I think it's gonna impact you a lot as well, because you have an actual physical store. Because it's not just solely online where you cut costs on your expenses. So what could be some of the biggest challenge you faced during MCO?
I think during MCO, because I was more focused on the whole brick and mortar concept. So during MCO, I was forced to take most of the business online.
Right.
Yeah. So like Kim said, it was exciting and it was like challenging at the same time.
Right.
But then I admit, like before the MCO, I kind of got too comfortable with how the business was running. So because of the MCO, I had to work out certain ways and improve the business online so that I can reach a bigger audience as well.
So prior to MCO, have you guys already have an online presence?
We had, but mostly through Instagram.
So like a branding
not really
awareness
much.
thing.
Because I like to keep it I prefer if people come over
to the actual
to
shop
store,
to
they can
try on
they try, they hold it, they can feel the shoe,
Right.
But so because of the MCO, I had to, kind of like shape a way to reach a bigger online presence.
So are you planning to build like a e-commerce platform?
It's actually in the works.
It's already in the works.
It's already in the works.
Good job. Wow, everyone's adapting to
Have
this
to.
new normal. Like that, it kind of push you out of the comfort zone. For so many years we're doing the things like the way it is, and then now, but you can't do things the same way again. So guys, if you're watching us via our Facebook Live, and if you have any question for our two lovely guests, right now or throughout the show, you can always post your question on our comment section below. And if you'd like to share this episode to inspire more youth, please go ahead and share this broadcast so we can reach more people. So alright, when we come back, we're gonna pry a little more on what inspired these two to choose a very different path and lifestyle, from the conventional 9 to 6 job. So we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna come back with more right here on AFO Radio. Over AFO Live with Mac. So with me today is the beautiful Kim and the swag-looking Yuen. Right, since it's an episode about youth, let's be more youth-centric today. Now, most young people, I would say, would probably go for the more conventional 9 to 6 kind of day job. So obviously, both of you here are not part of that norm. So tell us how and why did you get into the industry that you are in today? Maybe this time around we'll start with you.
Okay. So I started reselling close to 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
So it just started as passion, and then it was basically, if I buy a pair of sneakers, if I buy an extra pair of sneakers, I resell that pair, I get my pair for free.
Oh.
So that's how it started.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, so I got it for free. It just started as that, and then it grew into a dream of having a store.
Right.
But Selene Gallery is not my first store. I actually had a store before in Sungai Wang. That was in 2011.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, but that failed terribly.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I picked it back up with Selene Gallery. Yeah, been on it ever since. So it's just a passion, honestly. Yeah.
But to be able to grow, to own a physical store is definitely not easy.
It was. Honestly, it was a roller coaster.
And yet you
to
say
be
you
honest.
failed before,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you still go carry on
Yeah.
with that vision of
Yeah.
yours. Because I seriously adore this kind of passion.
Okay.
Because for me, even though you look like just a guy who's in love in your sneakers, but to me you're a very technical guy. Because you're definitely your subject expert in this matter. And for me, I can't even tell the difference between the pair of sneakers except for their brand. Or in this is Nike lah.
That's
Adidas.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, are you bold and confident enough to tell our viewers okay, if I stare at that pair of sneakers long enough, you can actually tell what model they are?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Wow, that's amazing.
The tricky part is knowing if it's legit or not.
Oh, right.
If it's a real pair or a fake pair.
Correct,
That's
correct.
the tough
So
part.
that's where you have to go even more technical
Yeah,
lah,
that's correct.
So can you name us, probably some of the highly coveted sneakers drops this season or maybe this year lah?
I would say Jordan 1s.
Jordan 1.
Yeah, Jordans
listeners
are back
out
again.
there.
Yeah, because Netflix just dropped what's it called? A documentary
Uh-huh.
about Jordan.
Right.
So yeah, everyone's been on the Jordan wave again.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw online the other day, there's this called Nike Off-White, also Air Jordan series. It was put up for bid online.
Okay.
And it was bid for £150,000.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Like,
I think that's the Game 1 pair, wasn't it? Something like that.
I'm not sure, but I
Off-White.
saw like an
Was it Off-White?
article about the resale value of
Okay.
it, and it's like crazy. It's like a
Crazy.
different ball game
Yeah.
if you are really into that sneakers.
Yeah.
So I believe you have your favorite kicks as well. So tell us.
My personal
Yeah,
ones?
your personal.
I'm a Jordan 1 guy.
Jordan 1
I
guy.
love Jordan 1s because they go good. They go really good with everything.
Ah.
Suits, you can dress them up,
Oh,
dress them down.
serious?
Yeah. I
Like,
love
cause
suits.
I would assume you probably would like different kind of sneakers to go with different kind of outfits. But no, you're like a
No, because
one kick.
that pair just goes with everything. To be honest, yeah.
This like just makes life easy.
Makes life easy. I'm a guy. Anyway,
Jordan 1, yeah?
Jordan 1,
I'm
yeah.
gonna check out how it looks
Yeah.
like later. Now, Kim, you have actually 2 more co-founders with you. So definitely tell us about how you started this journey with them, whose idea was it and how you guys come about and, to kickstart Pichai.
I guess the idea is very much organic. The reason why is we started in 2016, but prior to that, like 2 to 3 years before, we were volunteering in a refugee learning center.
Oh,
And
okay.
we found out that a lot of students were dropping out of education. So having a music background, to me, it was very natural to actually conduct like fundraising concerts. So at that time we did like fundraising, but we only fundraised a very small amount of money to be sending kids back to education, and we thought this was not really sustainable anyway.
Right.
So we thought, okay, why not run a business? And we didn't know what to sell at that time, but looking at how the community can cook, and then we thought, okay, why not sell homemade food by refugees from wherever they come from with their authentic traditional recipe to customers.
Right.
So we started our first sales in 2016 in the university.
We started selling more, and then we went to corporates, improving our packaging.
Right.
We did like mailboxes at the first place, and then corporates were saying they want catering as well.
Definitely.
So we just invest some money into getting the equipment, putting it together, and then we started doing better and better in the decorations and how we present the food.
Right.
Being very
Like the
picky on the
packaging and all.
packaging everything. Improving our social media presence. So that's where we started evolving into
Right.
what it is. Before Peacher, it was called the Peacher Project.
Okay.
But people took us like a project for way too long. So we thought, okay, let's be legit, and we changed it to Peacher.
They'll be
Eats
asking,
in
why is this
last
project never
year.
ending? Is it?
Yeah. They're like,
Who
I thought
cares?
you were
It's
a project.
charitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. So,
But okay, then this comes to mind. Your brand is called Picha Eats,
Yeah.
right? Like Picha.
Mm.
How did the name came about?
Peacher is the name of our first cook's younger son.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
we were
So
cooking.
it's
with them.
one of the refugees' name, a legit name.
Yeah.
Mm.
So he's from Myanmar, and he was very young at the time, and he always wanted to help. And we thought, if we were to name like a company, then we would name it after someone who is admirable and someone who is generous and kind, because that's what we embody.
Nice.
Nice. I mean, it's very nice, right?
Yeah.
You know, you put a cause with his name.
Mhm.
Is he still with you all today?
The mom is not really cooking with us already. But we still do like every year visits every time his birthday is near.
But they are still currently residing in
yes.
Malaysia then.
Correct.
Then I think you have been in business you started in 2016,
so this is
right?
our 4th year.
Right. So do you have some stats with you, like how many family or you have served or helped?
So we've partnered with more than 25 chefs from
wow, that's a lot.
countries like Syria, Palestine, Iraq, and Afghanistan, or Pakistan. So with these chefs, they actually already serve more than 200,000 over meals for customers. So we've been able to make sure that around 125 to 150 individuals can pay rent, put food on the table, send their kids to school. So that's the most important part to us.
I heard that even now refugees, they can't really have like a
they technically can't work.
Yeah, they technically can't work, right?
yeah.
They can't be really like a confirm.
Correct. Yeah, they can't be your employee.
They can't be your employee.
Yes. That's why to us they are partners.
And I think it's nice. It's like the saying, like, you know, you teach them how to fish kind of thing, so that it's more sustainable by itself.
Correct.
If not, a lot of the time, even NGOs were just raising fund, and it's like a more like a one-off support.
One-off thing,
you know?
yeah.
Right. So it really is. It's really about helping not only the economic, the social. It's also a lot about like the psychology support also for these refugees. Like, I can be independent. You know. So it's brilliant running a charitable project that is self-sustaining. And no wonder you guys have won quite a number of prestigious awards. You know, like the Age Inspiring Young Leaders. I have here 2017 Forbes 30 under 30. Well, I've never been on Forbes. And I'm going to be exit 30 next year already. And then we have
40 under 40, I think.
Okay, so there's this Prestige 40 under 40. Let's aim together. Okay, for Prestige 40 under 40 Malaysia and so on. All right, interesting enough. So when we come back, let's talk more about the challenges that you face throughout your journey. So earlier we talked about the MCO, the pandemic challenges. Now, what about the business that you have gone through, like throughout these years? All right, so stay tuned with us and be right back.
Let's get it on.
We got some bread made for you. The music.
AFO.
AFO.
AFO. AFO. Hold up. It's AFOradio.com.
Let's go.
Let's get it on.
We got some bread made for you. The music.
AFO.
AFO.
AFO. AFO. Hold up. It's AFOradio.com.
Let's go.
Let's get it on.
We got some red
Selene
beef
from
for you.
Pizza East and Yuan from 17 Gallery. Now tell us, having chosen what you do, different, a very different industry we have here. I'm pretty sure that the journey has never been just sweet and rosy. Like even just now you mentioned you did badly before once, right? And you're bound to have your rainy, stormy days. So what could have been some of the biggest challenges or the backlash that you face in your business?
Me, right?
Yeah, no.
What?
Like, oh, that's what we get. Like, that says a lot. Exactly.
There's so much.
So, like, tell
to
us 10 lah,
describe.
maybe. No, I'm joking. Like,
That one will take 10 days.
Oh,
one for
no.
each day. I mean, there's so much there's so many challenges from business operations to team management to working
Right.
with a community, vulnerable community. But I can go face by face. When we started, it was business because three of us don't come from a business background.
Definitely.
Yeah, so learning from mentors and books and failures was mistakes was very painful. But it's a journey that you had to go through.
Right.
And then after that, it was when you get the sales in, then it was operation breakdown.
Correct.
Then you have to learn how to put in the right processes and SOPs. And when there's breakdown, you have to be always on call and standby. There are days when we forget orders because everything was manual. There were days that the chefs that were supposed to cook woke up late and stuff.
Oh yeah, even just like particular small matters.
Yeah,
it
so we
could
have all
affect-
the list of restaurants where about that around the customer area just in case. Then after that it was more of like managing the community because they have their own set of problems as well, like family issues and things. So understanding different culture as well, those things and different people who spoke in different languages as well. Yeah.
Then I think language could be one of the big barriers between you
Correct.
and the refugees, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of language you have to use to communicate with them?
We use a lot of Google Translate, but we also have translators with us.
Okay.
Or we would learn like small phrases here and there.
But that is like you pick up during after
Correct.
time. But I think at the kickstart point, it's gonna be very tough because like you don't really understand them, and they probably don't really understand what you intend to do with them.
So we use a lot of graphics. Then but after that, now growing the team, there will be like team management issues, so it's non-stop.
Oh my god. But okay, I mean you continue to grow and you have been there for about 5 years 6 years now, so I think it will be fine, I think. I'm just trying to see if it's gonna like have a okay looking face and like you. And how about you?
I think the biggest challenge for me when we first started was gaining the trust of people.
All right.
Because you guys know the products are pretty expensive.
Definitely.
So just being able
to hand their babies over to you, like you, and please take good care of it.
Exactly. So when consignees come in to give it, to actually give us the product, and then from us to getting the product to the consumer as well, the consumer has to trust us to a certain point as well.
Right.
So I think that was the biggest challenge we had to face. In terms of backlash, I would say.
Do you have friends who just say like it's not gonna work?
Yeah, definitely. There were friends like that, but
I think it's the same for you, right? Like
definitely. So you just push on, honestly. And I think the biggest backlash we got last time was because we started as a very niche market, right? So as it grew bigger with Instagram and blah 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 blah, people will be like, oh, why is this shoe this expensive? What makes it this expensive? Blah 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 blah. So we always get a lot of that. So it's just us countering, okay.
Oh, so there will be people coming back to argue with you. Even
definitely.
on like the resale value.
Definitely. Even people that come specifically to the shop.
Yeah.
Because they know what we're selling and stuff. They come specifically to the shop. They'll be asking, oh, why is this so expensive? Why is it like this? Blah blah blah. I mean, like, unfortunately, it is how it is. These products are priced a certain way because of such and such.
Right.
So we have to a lot of that lah.
I think it's gonna be similar concept like the premium handbags.
Correct.
Right,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
must be a way or a reason or how
Yeah.
it's being priced
Yeah.
because sometimes people just cannot get a gist of like, why a bag like that?
Yeah.
Even the resale value need another like 20,000
Yeah, but
still kind of.
it's more perspective really. Like Chanel and Louis Vuitton
Yeah.
and like Prada, they're all big brands.
Yes.
So people in their head they already know. Okay, this is going to be priced
But
a
for
certain way.
sneakers,
For sneakers, because some of them are just knowing or
Mhm.
just learning about sneakers, so
Mm.
it takes a bit more of like awareness.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now both of you are pretty much very inspiring in your own way.
Mhm.
So tell us 3 things that keeps you motivated.
Mhm.
Are we
You wanna
losing
go
some
Yeah, can
motivation
sure.
here?
I think first thing would be my parents.
Parents.
My parents,
yes.
definitely.
You have a very supportive parent.
Yeah, they supported me all the way, even when I had terrible days at
Mm.
MCO through the MCO and everything. They're the ones that kept me grounded, and just continue pushing through.
Mm.
I think the second thing would be passion. I love sneakers. I love clothes, so that keeps me driven. What's that saying? If you do something you love, you never have to work a day in your
Yeah.
life.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
something like that. Basically, third thing. I think it's just for me. It's just these two that keeps me going in this particular business.
Right.
Yep,
Right.
yep,
For you,
yep.
it's definitely the love for your cakes, lah.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Because that's gonna help you continue on.
Yeah, yeah.
Then how about you, Kim?
Because we're a people business, so the three aspect will be like you and here parents,
Yep.
the team.
Right.
Team put in like crazy amount of effort, and the community that we work with. Because when you know their stories and it really inspires you to continue moving forward. Yeah.
I mean, because it's very inspiring in the sense that I know like young people.
Yeah.
We always want to be entrepreneurs. We have
True.
this passion like, I want to own a business
Yeah.
of my own
Mhm.
and things like that. And of course, we also hope that we also hope that even we are young, we hope we can retire early.
Correct.
That sort of saying.
That's the dream.
Yeah, but that's why many young people wouldn't really consider something that is more, I would say, related to social cause.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think maybe
Yeah.
the business professionals or someone who are at their retiree,
Mhm.
they would have fork out more time for
Yep,
that.
yep.
But then it's quite amazing that you all started. I think because back then, if it's about 6 years ago, you are only like just off school, right?
Yeah,
Off
yeah,
university,
just off
and then
university.
then you really like, okay, this
Yeah.
is the business I want to be in.
Yeah.
So good job.
Very admirable.
So I think for myself, because by the way, I'm also youth. I think in today's I would say competition work, I think it's really important to find that motivational that resonate with you.
True.
Because everyone, you will have different kind of we are all motivated and driven
Yep.
by different things.
Yep, in
Like for
different
you, you
ways,
have
yeah.
your parents and things like that.
Mhm.
And for me, it's like really setting my vision, like what I like, what makes me happy.
Mhm.
So these are the things that motivates me is my well. And
Yep.
I think especially now, we want to really to pass on this message to the youth, the young people out there.
Yep.
Is that the greatest untapped resource that you may have to support your journey sometimes is really your inner strength. That is your self motivation.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
no one else could understand the eagerness that you have
Yeah.
to carry this business, right? Only
Yeah.
you yourself will know.
Mm.
All right.
Yep.
So, we're going to take a very quick and final short break for today's episode. Going to come back with more right here on AFR Radio.
Let's get it on.
We got some fresh beats for you. The music.
AFO.
AFO.
AFO. AFO. Hold up. It's AFOradio.com.
Let's go.
Let's get it on.
We got some bread made for you. The music.
AFO.
AFO.
AFO. AFO. Hold up. It's AFOradio.com.
Let's go.
Let's get it on.
We got some bread made for you. The music.
We've spoken to Yuan on the entrepreneurship journey they have and how they stay resilient throughout tough times and continue to survive, right, over the years. So kudos to both of you for showing us youth power.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
now debunk 3 misconceptions that people generally have about youth below 30.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you have experienced that. So tell us what could some of the things you heard.
You go first.
Okay, I go first. Well, I think a lot of people. I don't think it's just about debunking.
Okay.
I think it's what youth presents themselves as well sometimes.
Okay.
Like I would say like there are youth that are really really passionate
Mhm.
and that are really willing to put in the hours and have a lot of ideas that could push innovation and
Yeah.
could be really creative about solutions. Probably like not to say the older generation should trust more of the younger generation, but it's really
They should have
like
faith.
yeah I mean allow the youth to go and experiment and fail. I
Yes.
realize like our parents sometimes I mean I understand that with that our parents have grown a lot of things
Yes.
during their time and to help the next generation to be much more comfortable,
Correct.
which we are. But because of this comfortability, we became like complacent sometimes. So you have
Yes.
youth who are complacent, but you also have youth that really want to show and prove that they can do it. So I would say like for parents to be able to let your kid or your child fail and make the mistakes,
Yeah.
even though they're going to bang the wall.
Yep.
Just let them bang.
Yeah.
That's what my parents did for me. Like I come from a comfortable household.
Yep.
But they wouldn't let me quit if I were to fail.
Mm.
I remember I was in a independent high school and it was
Right.
really really tough.
Yes.
And I wanted to quit, and she was like, "No, you're going to school tomorrow." She's like, "I don't understand what you're talking." I'm
Asian
like,
parents.
"Oh."
Yeah.
Asian parents.
Yeah, but the spirit of not letting you quit,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
and even though you fail, and that's what parents should continue
To
to
do.
empower their kids.
Because sometimes
yeah.
we do see that now kids these days are over pampered by
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But they have a lot of ideas, and if you let them go for it, I think they will make the
Right.
world really
Yeah.
a better place.
Exactly. So Ewan?
I think the 3 biggest misconceptions about youth, I feel, is that we're lazy.
Mm-hmm.
One is one. Second one will be we're spoon fed.
Sometimes.
We're spoon fed. And third would I think would be that we're reckless.
Right.
But I think
Exactly.
I think I've seen firsthand people like
Mm.
even though they come from comfortable households, they come from comfortable
Yes.
lives, they've put in the hours, they put in the work, they go for it.
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that's really true to the youth here. And spoon fed, I mean, I've seen that you can there's I've seen youth that have been spoon fed and youth that have not been spoon fed.
Yep.
But overall, I think that doesn't you know mean that the youth are as a whole spoon fed.
Right.
They still go for it. They still do their
Correct,
own
correct.
thing. They still get out there and do their for themselves. And reckless, I would say I have to agree lah to a
I
certain
mean,
one.
you're young.
You're
Yes.
young
You
blood,
should
you
act
know,
young.
young blood,
That's
you
the
know. So,
moment.
but that's where
Right.
you
Yeah.
learn. That's where you grow. Because of you being reckless and you make certain mistakes and you take certain risks,
Right.
is that how you grow into
Correct. I heard a
Yeah.
lot about reckless stuff because
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
a lot of like the elder senior people, they just think that young people are just too reckless
Yeah,
to
correct.
start a business,
Correct,
something
correct.
so serious,
Yeah, yeah.
and then talk about profits and
Yeah,
things like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and they don't have this certain trust on us.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we are young enough to unleash our potential out there. Because at the end of the day, we always heard the saying, right? Age is just a number.
Correct, correct,
It's not a measure of your success. I
Mhm.
think people of all ages, especially now,
Mhm.
is just making differences and then like being successful in their own way.
Yep, that's very
And
true.
like you say, some people, yes, fortunate enough, they
Yeah.
could just stumble upon success immediately.
Yep.
Yeah.
But some, yes, they're like us, we also have to go through some failures before we're
Yeah.
able to find our traction
Yes,
again.
that's true.
Right. So our final question to both of you.
Mhm.
Now, what would you like to share to other youth out there who would like to achieve their own success?
Okay. For me,
Yes.
I say never give up.
Oh, never give up.
Never give up.
Mm.
Just keep going, even though you fall down 20 times,
Right.
get up 30 times. Just keep getting up because I've seen it firsthand. I've experienced it. I failed miserably in my first business, and I basically just sat at home for about I think close to 2 months, 3 months, just feeling sorry for myself. But then I picked it back
Yeah.
up, and I am where I am today, and
Mm.
just from not giving up. Yeah,
Right.
sheer will, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
your go-to work?
Well,
Go-to word, maybe.
Same as you and actually. Picha is built on not giving up
Yeah.
and just keep moving forward.
Mhm.
But there's also one extra element is courage and being bold and
That's very
brave.
true. Yeah.
Because a lot of us, we in this generation, we became scared and
Yes.
afraid.
Especially if you
Uh,
failed once.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to disappoint your parents.
Yeah.
That's right.
Parents are here to be disappointed.
Oh.
You will never not disappoint them at any
Right.
point of time.
Correct.
Yeah. So but the good thing is parents will always have you back
Yes.
when you fail and things. But yeah, you just have to be you just. People always ask us, why Picha can do this.
That's why.
And it's just because Picha was brave at the first place. We
Mhm.
just went forward with it. We don't when I remember last week someone said, I have these plans
Mm.
and at this event we're going to organize.
Right.
And I asked him when. Oh, it's still on plan and proposal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not what Picha is built on for. Picha is built
A plan,
on
let's go
just
for
go
it.
Yeah. And that's where
Correct.
you start molding and and find ways to get into success. So that's
Yeah.
I totally agree with both of you because I think that often we have these mental barriers, and then we
Self-doubt.
give ourselves excuses as well.
Self-doubt.
Yeah, and sometimes we talk about it in life. We talk about we cannot success because we do not have the support, the money,
Yeah.
the skills to it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, in actuality, it just comes down to the limitation that
Just
we
doing it.
Yeah.
put
On
on
ourselves.
ourselves.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's true.
Right. And I like a point that you mentioned earlier because sometimes there are a lot of people also try to downplay someone else's success
Yeah.
just because they have this thought in mind, like,
Yeah.
someone might have a better privilege
Yeah,
in
yeah.
his or her upbringing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes, yes, what you say is true. That doesn't mean that they didn't have to work hard for
Exactly.
it
Alright.
to get to where they are
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
So I think around the world, there are just countless young people out there who are just eager to shape communities, just like both of you. So I think moral of the story is, to believe in yourself, work hard for your goals, never give up, and yeah, everyone can fly high.
Everyone.
So to Kim and to Yuan, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon,
Thank you.
Thank you
helping
very
us to
much.
empower youth today. We've come to the end of the show already. So today's episode has been very enlightening. So great sharing from both of you. So I wish both of you all the best in your futures endeavors, whatever you do.
Thank you so
Hope
much.
to see you guys again soon. So take care, stay safe, continue practice your social
Yeah.
distancing. It's like SOP lah, SOP. Okay, so keep in touch. And to all viewers tuning in today, thank you for watching. Bye bye.